Hey, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to look into a scenario which explains Azure Data Platform end to end. The scenario which I'm going to explain demonstrate how to use the extensive family of Azure data services to build a modern data platform capable of handling most of the common data challenges in an organization. The solutions described in this lesson combine a range of Azure services that will ingest, process, store, serve, and visualize data from different sources, both structured and unstructured. And the topics which is covered in this lesson will include use cases, architecture, and architecture components. All right, so let's look into the architecture and look at the use case of this reference architecture. This approach can also be used to establish an enterprise-wide data hub consist of data warehouse for structured data and a data lake for semi-structured and unstructured data. This can integrate relational data sources with other unstructured data set with the use of big data processing technologies and use semantic modeling and powerful visualization tools for simpler data analysis. Please note that the services covered by this architecture can only a subset of a much larger family of Azure services. Similar outcome can be achieved by using other services or features which is not covered by this design. Alright, so the data flows through the solution as follows from the relational database. So first look into the relational databases. So you can use Azure Data Factory pipeline to pull data from a wide variety of databases, both on-premises and in the cloud. Pipelines can be triggered based on predefined schedule in response to an event or be explicitly called via REST APIs. And still be part of the Azure Data Factory pipeline, use Azure Data Lake Store Gen 2 to stage the data copied from the relational databases, and use Azure Synapse Polybase capabilities for fast ingestion into the data warehouse tables. And you can load relevant data from the Azure Synapse data warehouse into Power BI datasets for data visualization. So business analysts use Power BI reports and dashboard to analyze data and derive business insights. Now let us look into the semi-structured data sources. You can use Azure Data Factory pipelines to pull data from a wide variety of semi-structured data sources, both on-premises and in the cloud. For example, you can ingest data from file-based locations containing CSV or JSON files, and you can connect to NoSQL databases such as Cosmos DB or MongoDB as well. And on the semi-structured data sources, you can invoke Azure Databricks notebooks from your pipeline to process the unstructured data. The notebook can make use of Cognitive Services APIs or invoke custom Azure machine learning service models to generate insights from the unstructured data. And you can save the resulting dataset as Parquet files in the Azure Data Lake. Now let's look into the non-structured data sources. In this example, you can ingest video, image, or free text log data from file-based locations. And you can also call REST APIs provided by SaaS applications that will function as your data source for the pipeline. The next one is streaming. You can use Azure Event Hubs to ingest data streams generated by a client application. The Event Hub will then ingest and store streaming data, reserving the sequence of events received. And customers can then connect to Event Hub and retrieve the messages for processing. You can configure the Event Hub capture to save a copy of the events in your data lake. This feature implements the cold path of the Lambda architecture pattern and allows you to perform historical and trend analysis on the stream data saved in your data lake using tools such as Azure Databricks notebooks. Use a stream analytics job to implement the hot path of the Lambda architecture pattern and derive insights from the stream data in transit. Define at least one input of data stream coming from your Event Hub, one query to process the input data stream, and one Power BI output to where the query results will be sent to. Let us look into the architecture components or Azure services that is used in this architecture. We have seen solutions like Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Lake Gen 2, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Cognitive Services, Event Hubs, Stream Analytics, and Microsoft Power BI. If you need further training resources or access to technical documentation, this table gives you additional resources where you can go into each of these services, and these links are taken from Microsoft Learn for each service technical documentation. Again, you can download this presentation by going into aguidetocloud.com. That concludes this episode. In the next lesson, we're going to learn about how to recommend a solution for data integration. I will see you on the next one. Until then, take care.